Hey there, Premier League fans and football fans. Welcome on into another episode of Winning Bets. I'm Jason Mattis. He's Matt Lawrence, as always. We're on to match week number 10. How's it going there, Matt?
Going well. How are you, Jason?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I, stumbled a little bit there on Tuesday in the EFL Cup, but I bounced right back on Wednesday. Had a nice EFL Cup day there, so feeling good. Got a lot of, confidence going in. Made a lot of money last week in the Premier League, like both of us have generally been doing, crushing the Premier League. So I'm ready for match week number 10. Found us some good spots, so put some money in our pocket.
Yeah, it's always fun. Less than 24 hours until the league kicks off. And yeah, it's going to be exciting. A lot of good matches this weekend.
Yeah, there definitely is. Just a reminder, everybody, we're powered by BetUS. Go ahead and check them out. Fantastic sports books, good sign-up bonuses. You can use that cryptocurrency if that's your thing. And they got good lines and good odds on all the wagers that you want to go ahead and make. So go ahead and check out BetUS. There's a sign-up and a link referral in this video description. So check that out. 90-second recap. Let's go ahead and remember what happened in Premier League match week number 9. I'll go ahead and go first. Another great weekend by me. Made money in the Premier League. Made money on Saturday. Swept on Sunday. Went 3-0 on Sunday. That's now my second consecutive Sunday sweep in soccer. Some of my wins were Chelsea on that clean sheet over Norwich, put 7 past Norwich. Bang, bang, bang. Absolutely killed them. Brentford and Leicester, both of those teams were able to find the back of the net. Liverpool on that draw, no bet. Hate betting against Manchester United, but you know what I like more? Putting money up in my pocket. That's the second consecutive week I've faded Manchester United and put money in our pocket. Also dabbled a little bit in the La Liga. I did Real Madrid on a draw, no bet. I did a Bayern and Dortmund parlay, so a good weekend. The only trip-ups I had was Palace and Newcastle couldn't get up over 2.5, and Everton up 2-1 and then let Watford get 4 unanswered? Whoa, didn't see that coming. What about you, man? How do you want to sum up match week number 9?
Well, it's hard not to talk about the 5-0. That was
I was trying to get
beautiful.
past that. I'm actually trying to not talk about the 5-0.
Well, what I can respect, Jason, is you still are wearing the United jersey right now. And that is, after all that, everything went well. The Ronaldo disallowed goal. The start was amazing. I even took a little bit of Liverpool draw no bet in the second half. Just because I just thought it was just one-way traffic, really. So it ended up being a pretty profitable weekend for me, but the picks on the show didn't do so well. Watford, like you mentioned, what happened there?
I don't know.
I have no idea. And yeah, Wolves team total over 1.5 at plus 160. They got one early and they couldn't get another one. They ended up suffering a draw with the mighty Leeds. So yeah, but a lot of good matches this weekend. So I'm really excited to break these down.
Yeah, I'm excited to break them down. If I had to theme this show, I would give this show no goals. So I'm really excited to see kind of what your take is, because I don't see a lot of goals being scored this weekend. Let's jump on into it though, and let's talk about Leicester versus Arsenal. How do you see that one kicking off match week number 10 early Saturday morning?
It's a tricky one. When you look at the most recent head-to-heads, there hasn't been a ton of goals in them. Leicester without Wilfred and Ndidi really is a big problem for me. I just don't want to back them without him. I think that he is, a top 3 defensive midfielder in this league when you're looking at Conte, Fabinho, and it's him. Arsenal have been okay. They haven't looked as great as some of the results they've been getting, though, and they're kind of on a little hot streak right now. Very tricky match for me to call. Something that I would want to be involved in more in play than anything. I really don't have a ton. I can't split these two. I think the books have this one fair. I think Leicester being a slight favorite at the King Power makes sense. Without Ndidi, Leicester have been an over 2.5 really machine here recently. Arsenal have been scoring some goals. I would be looking probably towards the goals here, but again, it's very tough, very tight. The recent history doesn't really back that, so I've completely passed this one.
Yeah, you're right. The recent history doesn't back that. 4 of the last 5 head-to-heads have all cashed at under 2.5. I think this will play out kind of like a top 4, kind of encounter. Obviously, these clubs aren't top 4, but I think it kind of has that feel. Arsenal hasn't lost a match since August 21st. Leicester comes in with 3 straight wins. I think it's going to be a kind of little tough, little cagey match. You've got 2 teams, kind of like the next grouping of, clubs obviously behind probably like the top 5 clubs in the league right there. And I think these teams are going to want to prove it that they're that next one right there in that level right there. So yeah, I don't see many goals being scored in this one. Like I said, that could be the theme of this show for me. No goals. I like under 2.5, and it came in at plus money, so that would be my lean in this game is under 2.5 goals. I think you're right there with Ndidi obviously missing out. I think it's just gonna be tough at the King Power Stadium. Nobody's gonna want to give up an inch. Under 2.5 goals for me in this one. Lean on some recent history right there. It'll buck the trend of, to your point, I mean, you're right about Leicester, but I just think the recent trend here will come out more so than maybe how the season form has gone right there. If I go ahead and look at this one, what do we got? Burnley versus Brentford. Look, no goals going to be scored in this game. Burnley at home has cashed under 2.5 in 3 of their 4 games. Brentford on the road has cashed under 2.5 in 3 of their 4 games. Burnley knows that they don't have the offense to keep up, with Brentford. So they're not going to want to try and have this game being played open. They just can't. They're not going to be able to compete with Brentford. If the game evolves into an open style, they're going to get absolutely crushed by Brentford, I think. I think Brentford would put 3 by them in that scenario. So this one will be tight. It'll be played in Burnley's half, but that'll be fine. Burnley doesn't mind setting up defensively and warding off all the challenges right there. Brentford has conceded 6 less goals also in the season by Burnley. So this is a good club on their own right if Burnley does get any possession. Brentford is better. Don't kid yourself. But Burnley is going to build a wall. They need to start getting up out of that relegation scrap. They're going to fight for a point at Turf Moor where normally you would fight for 3. They're not going to do it. Take under 2.5 in this game, too, at minus 134.
Yes, I don't disagree with you. I think that it's probably an unders game. It's really a game that I don't want to get involved in whatsoever. It's amazing that, that Burnley are a slight favorite here. Kind of shocking to me. I think Brentford's more of a mid-table side, and I think that Burnley will escape relegation like Sean Dyche always seems to do, but yeah, it's very, very interesting that they do have Burnley priced at this, at the favorite. I'd probably be looking towards the draw here. Cornet's been a really good signing for Burnley from Lyon, and he's their best player. He makes things happen, and this is a really, really tough match. I would be steering clear of this one, really. If anything, it would be with you on the under 2.5, but I just have no feel for this match whatsoever.
I mean, Burnley didn't even do anything midweek against Tottenham where, it's EFL Cup. Who really cares about that tournament? They're never going to win that tournament. So you would think that they would just kind of let the boys play and have fun. They didn't even do anything against Tottenham. This team, they just can't find the back of the net. And to your point right there, they'll avoid relegation, but the way they avoid it is to scrap out at least 1 point. And I think it's what you're going to get right here. So, yeah, under. Why don't you go ahead and go first and tell us how Liverpool and Brighton will play out?
So, Liverpool, I mean, you can't step in front of them. I would say that Liverpool are more than happy to be involved in any kind of parlay piece. I love that comment.
I love that comment,
too. A lot of balls. That is great. The fact that, Liverpool minus 430, 435, whatever it is, they need to probably be on your card in terms of a parlay with any other sport. If you like some NFL favorites, if you like some college football, whatever the case may be, or something else across Europe. I mean, Liverpool are just in one of those runs right now where they are a complete machine. I think that they dispatch of Brighton, who, were top 4 going into last week's head-to-head with City. And City outclassed them. They showed them, what it really means to be a top 2, top 3 team in this league. And it shows that Brighton's still a mid-table side. If they finish in the top 10, that would be a really good season for Brighton. I mean, Mo Salah to score, possibly.
Oh, that's got to be so juicy these days. That's all that guy does is find the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, Mo Salah could also be like in a parlay. Halftime, full time, Liverpool to score in both halves, something like that. But it's really tough to find value. They'll probably be on my card though in some type of parlay that I concoct tomorrow.
I've got them in my card, and I've got a touch of a different angle that you didn't touch on. To me, the goals are drying up with Brentford. Obviously, they got 1 against City, which actually was pretty good, but 0 against Norwich, 0 against Arsenal, only got 1 against Palace. They're just not finding the back of the net that got them up into that top 4 standing earlier on this season. Do you see Brighton scoring? Because I actually like Liverpool to win to 0 at home. We obviously know, we don't have to worry about the Liverpool winning part. I think you've obviously said that well enough. And I don't worry about last season's head-to-head because Henderson was a center back in one of those games. I mean, you're not going to get those guys in there. So I don't – the recent head-to-head to me, just go ahead and throw that out the window. Liverpool's, to your
So,
point, an absolute machine. They're going to class Brighton just like they did. What do you think about my Liverpool to win the nil at plus 102?
so for example, let's say in the morning we wake up and at 9 a.m. I see it's Konate and Virgil van Dijk, which I'm just not sure of. That's
Yeah.
why I'm not involved right now. But if it's Konate and VVD, I will be on the win to nil. I think it's the best partnership in this league. I think that Konate has an opportunity to even be possibly better than Virgil van Dijk, which is quite amazing.
Wow.
I'm very, very high on him. I think that Liverpool's scouting department is tops around Europe right now, and the way that they were to go for him instead of Upamecano for who went to Bayern, those two were a partner at Leipzig, and it was kind of like which one should we pick? 50. A lot of people like Upamecano more. Konate is the better center half. He is just a gladiator back there. He's a colossus giant. Him and VVD, if they stick with this and they continue to roll with this, they're too big then to win the Champions League. They're too big to win the Premier League. That partnership, I know that a lot of people love Matip and he's great, but he is nowhere near Konate's potential. It's not even close. And yeah, so that is one that, Jason, if I see that lineup, that will most definitely be on my card is Brighton to not score, both teams to score no, or Liverpool to win to nil. All of those, to me, with him out, is huge.
Now, obviously in midweek up against Preston, I cashed 3 Liverpool bets. I don't quite remember the lineup. Did those guys get rested against Preston? I would
So
imagine.
Matip started, so that makes me think that Konate will start.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
It's just, and that's why like Konate's only had a couple starts, so that's why I'm really holding off here right now. But I'm glad you mentioned that win to nil because that just got me on to. I could talk about Konate. I feel like for an hour.
Yeah, he's a good player, as you should, right there. All right, let's move it over now to Manchester City versus Crystal Palace, another team that I think will win to nil. I've cashed so many Chelsea tickets win to nil. I cashed one midweek up against West Ham for them to keep a clean sheet. I actually correctly did not do win to nil. I only took Chelsea or City on the clean sheet, so that was a good job by me right there. Look, they played Palace 3 of the last 4. They've been able to keep a clean sheet up against Palace. Palace has got 4 straight draws. They're going to get lonely. Hopefully, they like being lonely without the ball because they're not going to see the ball here at the end. We know how City will just keep it away from them. Palace maybe will have 30-ish or so percent of the percentage. In 3 of the last 4 of these head-to-heads, City has in fact had 70 or plus more of the possession. I like City to win the nil in this one. I also like City to win both halves. I mean, if I like City to win to nil, I think they'll score in both of those halves, so you can get both of those bets right there. So yeah, I'm going to double dip on this game for sure.
Yeah, Palace are looking decent. This is just one of those. It's so correctly priced. It's really hard to find the value. I wouldn't be shocked to see Palace score here. Their offense has been pretty decent, and it's just it all depends on how the flow of the game really in this one. But yeah, I mean, City win to nil isn't the worst look. I think that when you're looking at Liverpool to win, yes. City win, yes. Let's find another piece and try to come up with a parlay here.
Manchester United, drop in a Manchester United parlay, man. I'll get you a piece right there.
We'll get
Y'all,
to them
please,
in a little
folks,
bit.
don't go make that 3-legged parlay. I'm not on United this week. Don't do that. Oh man, what about Newcastle Chelsea? You see Newcastle scoring. You've been high on Newcastle this season. Are they going to find the back of the net here against Chelsea?
It's always tough with Chelsea. This is one that if I get the Chelsea lineup that if there's no Conte, for example, and there's a couple pieces that are out, maybe let's say like Rudiger or Silva, they decide to rest one of them. I mean, their defense is a machine. There's no doubt about that. And Chelsea most likely win this game, and I wouldn't really be too put off to put them in a parlay as well. But yeah, Newcastle at home, I mean, they score goals. It's just they have a good offense. They have a good attacking trio. They've got some guys in the midfield that can get the ball out to the wings, and St. Maximum is a fine player who would play. I think he's good enough to play for a team like Chelsea. It's simple as that. And so it's a lineup checker for me. Let's say no Conte's there. I think that both teams to score around plus 100, minus 110 would probably be on my card. But until then, until I see some lineups, I don't have enough confidence to wager on this one yet.
With who they rested midweek in that EFL Cup game, it gave me enough confidence that I think I'll get the Chelsea lineup that'll just suffocate an opponent when you're in their half. And I don't see Newcastle scoring. You've said it correctly about their attacking prowess, but now you're going to try and do that up against the Chelsea squad, and I just can't see that happening. I'm on Chelsea win to nil here. Again, the theme of my show is she's going to be no goals. You can get this money at plus money at plus 117, and obviously I love plus money bets. There's a reason why I've been profitable in every week of the Premier League except for one. I find the good value. Maybe I don't hit on every single bet, but I've been profitable every week except for one, and this is another opportunity where I don't see Newcastle scoring. I think I know the lineup I'm going to get. That's why I've already placed the bet before it gets worse, because if you wait, that's always the risk here. I'm big with you. You got to see lineups. But if you wait, this plus 117 could become maybe even money or minus something. I think based on the lineup we got midweek in the EFL Cup, I know we're going to get. I'm on Chelsea to win to nil. And to your point, if you want to add them as your third leg in that parlay, maybe take Manchester United out and drop in Chelsea. All right, let's see what we got here now. This one I don't feel good about at all. It's a complete pass for me. What are you doing about Watford and Southampton?
I would be looking towards the home side here. Southampton haven't shown me enough to really want to back them whatsoever right now in this league. I mean, yeah, their defense at times has been good, but it's also been exposed. They're a really tough team to figure out right now. Watford, the first match came a little bit too soon for Ranieri against Liverpool. But in the second match, they go on the road into Goodison and they throw up 5. Something might be clicking there. I would be looking towards the home team at a plus a quarter, plus a half, draw no bet. I think that Watford, they've been strong in a few matches this season at home. Remember the first couple early weeks, they were priced at the same price, plus 220. Plus 230, and they were able to win those matches. I think that Watford probably grab a point here, and I think the plus a quarter is the best look.
I think maybe to go along with that it certainly is good. Watford's home game, they've averaged 3.5 goals. Southampton's away goal fixtures have averaged 3 goals. Still no James Ward-Prowse. To your point, they put 4 unanswered pass. Everton at Goodison Park. I like over 2.5. I didn't bet it, but this game feels like there will be goals. And don't try to be cute and throw in the both teams to score, because Watford could cover that over 2.5 all by themselves. So I think over 2.5 would be the way I would go if you're trying to bet this match.
Yep.
All right, let's move it on now, where we got Tottenham versus Manchester United, 6th place for 7th place there in the table. You want to go first, or you want me to?
I'll go first. I mean, it's a battle of managers that could potentially find the sack.
Whoa, Nuno Santos gone that quick? You think?
I mean, he's not really putting together, a good style there. I think some of the fans are really down on just how they're approaching matches. And this is like a clash of styles game, and this is why I haven't really bet on this game, because Spurs, to me, they're an under team. They couldn't score last week against West Ham. They just they're not firing, but then at the same time, United's back line right now is in such chaos. So I can see both ways working out. I could see this game actually being tight and kind of cagey for a while. But then Manchester United on the road, let's say Tottenham score first. I could see United kind of pulling a classic here, coming back, and this game pushes up and over the 2.5. If I had to take it, I would be on the over 2.5 here. But really no confidence whatsoever. I think that if you're looking at a side, it's got to be United or pass for me, because I think this is a huge bounce back opportunity for Manchester United. They get completely embarrassed. They are going to be on red alert here. And something tells me that United do bounce back here. I think they've got the leaders in the squad to be able to put together a good performance against a Tottenham side that still doesn't really have an identity. So again, not something I really want to put my hard-earned money on, though, to be honest, in really any way. I mean, one of my favorite looks would probably be to just back Ronaldo. He's the one guy that I can trust in this fixture is Cristiano Ronaldo. I know that he is going to get a couple looks and that he is going to step up. So that's all I really know in this match is Ronaldo will probably step up and find the back of the net. But again, just it's a really tough one.
It is. We're both on Ronaldo. I'll save my lean here towards the end of my spiel, but we're both on Ronaldo, so that's pretty cool right there. But we disagree, though, I guess, on the number of goals that are be scored in this match. And again, just continues the theme, generally speaking, of me seeing no goals this week. And I'm on the under 2.5 in this matchup. United will not get blown out in this game. Ole cannot have it. Obviously, there's rumors of between this game, Atalanta and City coming up next, then the international break. If things don't go well in those 3 games, he could absolutely get sacked. He's going to set his team up so damn good to not get blown out that they're also not going to be able to score. And this one to me feels like 0-0, 1-1. Okay, maybe somebody can also win it, 1-0, 2-0, something like that. But I just can't see a lot of goals in this fixture. And then when you add in the fact that Tottenham also is not scoring this season up under Nuno Santos, full-on crisis going on at United. He cannot have a bad result. How are you benching Paul Pogba against Liverpool? I still don't understand that. He's not playing his best 11. He's not giving himself a chance to even succeed if you're playing McFred as your 2 deep line midfielders. Paul needs to be the number 8. It can't be McFred back there. I don't like Fred, but if you want to play him, get McTominay off the pitch. It needs to be Pogba sitting in that number 8 role. So,
I love that.
McFred,
that's amazing.
Twitter's deeming it McFred.
I think that you're 100% right. Okay, so I think that the teams are going to set up very negatively in a sense. I think that the first half under makes a ton of sense here.
Yeah, I agree. And what is the point I wanted to get on here about Spurs is what the hell is Harry Kane doing guarding Antonio on a corner? Like, that's how you lose that game. I don't know if that's Nuno pre-match strategy. I don't know if that's the players on the pitch deciding that. Whatever that is some of the worst strategy I've ever seen. Harry Kane had no desire to get Antonio off the spot. Ball fell right to him and kicked it in about as easy as, you and me out there on the pitch right there. So I put a lot of blame on somebody following that strategy. And if that's the way they want to go ahead and go about games, is putting Harry Kane on an opposing team's number 9 on a set-piece situation, they're going to lose a lot of games. So Ole's running out the wrong lineup. Somebody in Tottenham's making the wrong decisions on who should be guarding who on set pieces. I don't see it. The good thing about this is United's actually going on the road. This game's actually played at the White Hart Lane. I think that'll help them. They've always had a good traveling crowd. I think being outside of Old Trafford will maybe give them a touch of a boost. I don't know, obviously, if it's enough of a boost, to give them a win in this fixture, give them the 3 points. But yeah, I would certainly be on the unders in this game. I want Matt to get back in here so I can give him my Ronaldo lean. See if he can't call back on in here. I don't know, I'll get his reaction here when he gets on in here. But yeah, I don't see goals, guys. I don't see goals. Both these teams are going to set up so damn defensively. I mean, Ole cannot have a bad result. If he go down, even if they lose 2-0, like, that's a bad result, right? Because they didn't find the back of the net. Tottenham, a team that hasn't been able to score, was able to put 2 past them. Yeah, this one's going to be about as defensive as you get, guys. Take the under in this matchup. I have no idea what it's priced at because I got a different bet on this one for involving Cristiano Ronaldo. But maybe I'll also bet the under 2.5. This game's not till Sunday. See how we clean up on Saturday's action and may go ahead and get on in another bet right here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next game. Save my Cristiano Ronaldo bet for when Matt can get back on in here. I'm going to skip this next game, Norwich versus Leeds, because I actually know he's got a bet on that, so we'll let him talk about that one. Let's go ahead now and jump on over into, what do we got here? We got Villa versus West Ham. Villa, they've dropped 3 straight games. Boy, what happened to them? They were looking impressive there for a minute, and now they went ahead and lost 3 straight games. He may be dialing back in. Let me move that up here. Move that up there. All right. So just mentioned, obviously, Spurs lost to West Ham up over the weekend. That game, both those teams probably deserved a point. I mean, I watched that game, and it was obviously really, really boring, but credit West Ham. They took advantage of a Spurs mistake there on a set piece, and they got it off. But then they also knocked off Manchester City midweek in the EFL Cup, a team that Manchester City hasn't lost an EFL Cup game since 2016. So if you knock off Manchester City and their first loss since 2016, boy, is that going to breed a ton of confidence. And I know that those guys that played midweek, a lot of them won't be on this game, won't be on the pitch come Sunday up against Villa, but it still breeds confidence in the squad and the dressing room and all like that. West Ham won both of these fixtures last season, 3-1, 3-2. The only reason Villa scored was because Grealish scored. Grealish got an assist. Yeah, I don't know if Villa can do it, having dropped 3 straight in a row. Here's a hot stat for you. Ready for a hot stat, Matt? You love my hot stats.
Oh yeah.
When Moyes is in charge, going up against Villa, both teams have scored 15 of the last 17 games. There it is. That's the hot stat of the day.
Wow.
Hot stat.
That is a good one.
So my lean in this game though is West Ham on the draw no bet at -125. I don't see them losing to a Norwich team or to a Villa team that's just struggling.
So did I miss anything? What did I miss? My phone shut off somehow.
I just missed that United's going to suck and not get 3 points this weekend, pretty much.
So I didn't miss a ton.
You didn't miss a ton. I did save my Ronaldo bet though for when you'd come back, so you get the reaction. So why don't you go on Villa West Ham, and I'll circle back with the Ronaldo bet.
Okay, so West Ham Villa. I lean West Ham draw no bet just because I think they are the superior side. But when you talk about that Moyes stat, I mean, I can easily see Villa getting on the score sheet here. So, again, it's a pass. It's a complete pass. I wish that, this wasn't a road match for West Ham. They've had a lot of fixtures recently, and Villa can get up and play tough against anybody. So I really just don't see a very good betting angle on it.
Okay. All right. Let's circle back now and give you my Cristiano Ronaldo bet. I haven't bet this one yet only because this line will not move because it's a player prop that just you won't see line moving on. So let me just see what happens with my Saturday bets. And when I've made all the money, okay, then I'll go ahead and throw more money at this bet. I'm taking Cristiano Ronaldo to be offsides at least one time at -134. United is second in the league in offsides. Ronaldo as a player is already sixth, has the sixth most offsides. And keep in mind, he missed the first handful of games because he wasn't even a Manchester United player. I think the way they're going to set up, they're going to be absorbing pressure. They're going to try and hit him on the counter. We know Ronaldo's slow. We know he always complains at the refs. I'm offsides. Yeah, you're offsides because you're slow and you don't have any pace at 38 years old or whatever hell old you are. You're going to be offsides at least one time. Take Ronaldo to be offsides at -134. -134.
I love that. I love that. I do. I think that he'll be offsides once, if not more.
Yeah. I've got two times. It was plus like 3 something. I don't know. Once I've cleaned up all on Saturday, maybe I'll go ahead and change it from 1+ to 2+. He's going to be offsides. Just the way they're going to set up, how he plays it personally. He has to cheat. He doesn't have the pace as these young, strikers. He cheats a lot.
That was one of the best. That was the best part of the match last week too, Jason. Is when he scored, but it was disallowed. Like I think the Liverpool fans got more excited on that piece than even some of the 5 goals. I really do.
Right? Yeah. No, I think I turned it off by that point. I don't know. Maybe.
No, I wasn't you had to stay and
no,
watch
I know.
that.
No, I did. I did.
That was pain for you.
I didn't enjoy that. All right, I know you've got a bet for this game. I've got a lean for this game. Why don't you talk first then, because it's Norwich Leeds, where, again, you've actually got a bet on this one. Norwich, you there? Oh, we're losing them again. All right, my theme of this game. Oh, there he is right there. Cool, he's back.
Okay. I thought I went away again. So Leeds, for me, I mean, it's now or never. You're playing the worst team in the league. You're at home. It's now or never.
I think it's
I think it's
at
Norwich.
Norwich.
Yeah, it might be at Norwich. But still, it's just it's a much better team in general. And Norwich, for me, they're completely lost. And I just boosted it to under 4.5 because I don't see a ton of goals here. Norwich will come in a little bit more focused, after getting completely thrashed 7-0. And I think this is like a 2 or 3-0 to Leeds. Very comfortable. So Leeds and under 4.5 at +150. I think it's the best bet of the week.
I do love that +150 right there. This game, I mean, I asked the question in my own notes, is anybody going to score? Norwich has only scored 2 games this entire season. Leeds only has 8 goals so far in 9 games so far this season. If you ever, to your point, if you ever believe on a get right spot, you want to face Norwich. I mean, if you believe in that, this is got to be a get right spot. Leeds is what I think they're in 17th place if I recall correctly. So it's getting kind of scrappy. They're down there at the bottom. So they need to handle business. They need to beat Norwich. Man, I didn't have a lot of confidence. I actually predicted 1-0 Leeds win on the NBC Sports Predictor app. So I'm with you. I mean, obviously your bet would certainly go ahead and cash. I do think Leeds will win. They are the superior team. But no Bamford, no Rafinha. Still, they're going to have James on the pitch. James is terrible. So glad he's not wearing a Manchester United jersey anymore. Hate that guy. I don't know. I like Norwich team total under 0.5. I've cashed this bet a few times here in the last couple of weeks, and this time it's at plus 235. Because Leeds isn't giving up the goals this season like they were last season. Norwich is terrible at plus 235 to get another, no goal performance there by Norwich. I haven't bet it. That's my lean. But woo, the way I've been cashing Norwich to not score this season, I like that bet.
Yeah, I mean, if Leeds don't win this one and grab all 3 points, they're completely dead to me. I couldn't have been more wrong on this team in the beginning of the season. Like preseason, I thought that they were going to be a clear top 8 side, and they're nowhere near it. So if they cannot beat Norwich, that hope might be lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously no fault of your own. I mean, you made those predictions off of what you saw last season, and they were a great side last season. They were so entertaining to watch, so much fun to put on the TV and catch a Leeds game. But yeah, not this season.
They just don't have enough depth. No depth to be able to handle the injuries that they've had.
Yeah, they haven't been in the Premier League long enough to have that depth for sure. All right, then we got I think this is the last game because we did that one. Yep. All right, last game. It's Monday afternoon. Yeah, this one's Monday. It's Wolves versus Everton. Wolves have turned it around. Had a slow start up under the new manager, but they have certainly turned it around. They're looking good. Clubs going in opposite directions. You ready? If we just look at the last 5 form, Wolves would be in 5th place with 10 points, and Everton would be in 16th place with only 4 points. Obviously, they had the collapse there up against Watford, allowing 4+ goals. Injury news, no Calvert-Lewin, I don't believe. They need him with Richarlison, but I don't think Calvert-Lewin is going to come back into this one. But I still think both teams can score, and you can get that at minus 106. Everton will have enough. They'll find the back of the net. Wolves at home. They'll definitely score at home. So at minus 106, both teams will score. I actually love that bet right there. It's only not on my card because it's Monday, and that's a new week for us gambling folks.
Yep.
But this one will make my card. Both teams will score at minus 106.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind like a big price and both teams to score and Wolves to win. I think that looks pretty darn good to me, and I think that Wolves are they have too good of an offense right now for Everton. And Everton, if you're giving up 5 goals to someone like a Watford in the second match for Ranieri, I mean, you've got some serious problems. So Wolves, trending up. Everton trending down. I think that Wolves win, and that would be that's probably I think that's my 3rd best angle this week. So I've got one bet. We'll talk about it when we summarize. But yeah, if Konate's in the lineup for Liverpool, that one would be one, and then this one on a Monday. If I get the right lineup, I think that I would definitely be siding with Wolves.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and reveal those best bets that we have of the weekend. These are the ones we've got our money on. We'll go ahead and let Matt go first. He's got another banger, folks, and remind you, he's given out one other banger, and it was a cash, so maybe you want to jump on this. Here it is right here.
Yep. Yeah, this is the 2nd banker of the season, 1-0 on the bankers. Leeds and under 4.5 goals. I just think that I've got to pick on Norwich as much as I can. This is Leeds, this is this could be their season in a sense. They could really find themselves in a battle for relegation, and they've really got to start picking up some results here. And Norwich they're so bad. Leeds are bad right now, but they're not that bad. And I think that this is like a scrappy 1-0, 2-0 type of win. And then, like I mentioned, if Konate's in the lineup, it's a 1-0. And if I get the right lineup with Wolves, that would be probably my 3rd selection.
And to even make your bet there with Leeds even sweeter, I think Cantwell is still out, which is obviously that playmaker there for Norwich. So Norwich isn't scoring. They're absolutely terrible. I've got a handful of bets, as you guys can see right there on the screen. I told you guys under 2.5 in Leicester Arsenal at plus money, under 2.5 in Burnley Brentford at minus 134. I've got Liverpool, City, and Chelsea all to win to nil. Two of those at plus money. City comes in there at minus 120. I think City will win both halves, even if Palace gets one. Okay. I think City will end up winning both halves. They're gonna be upset after that EFL Cup. They own that EFL Cup. They've got that's their trophy. They own it. They're gonna be royally upset right there. And then West Ham on that draw, no bet. We talked about it. They are the better team than Villa. Maybe it's a draw, okay, but they won't lose that game. So West Ham on that draw, no bet. And then I'm going to circle back and add that Wolves game. I need to go ahead and do that. I need to go ahead and get that one in. But yeah, both of those teams are going to find the back of the net for sure Monday afternoon. All right, cool. There it is right there. Wasn't a whole lot of crazy good matches this week, but I still think we'll get some good entertaining football up out of them. And hell, I could be in a crisis come Sunday afternoon if Manchester United loses. Don't reach out to me. I could be in a bad mood.
That could be that. That's a huge game for Ole. So, that's the one. That's the match of the week, just because there's so much pressure on both managers. But, it's kind of a light. Didn't love the card, really, in general. So, when that happens, I'm not going to have as many plays.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, there you go. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the likes as you guys hung out with us. Again, thanks for BetUS for being a sponsor of this show. You want to go ahead and grab a sign-up referral to them, grab it from the video description. Good luck with your picks unless you're fading us. And if you're fading us, what the hell are you doing? I've made money in every week but one. Why are you fading me? Get these bets in, folks. Come back next week. We'll talk about all this profit, and we'll do match week number 11. All right, Matt, enjoy the games.
You too, Jason. Thanks.